Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. I have many righteous acts that come from God, and one that I'm very proud of for the right reasons, in all humility, that is within the boundaries of obeying God and in the boundaries of God's wisdom. I'm very proud that since about September 2021, I've been advocating for a war on poverty plan in various versions. Again, there's various versions, various tax rates that would solve the problem. One of the versions was what I call the 1/10 plan, because the original plan would have generated $60 billion in very affordable new taxes and would have ended homelessness in the first year. Done, never coming back, keeping a surplus of tiny homes after that. Well, one of these versions is the card that you see on the screen. Okay, that card is old. I mean, it might be from 2022, maybe early 23. Okay, and it says we could build 200,000 fireproof tiny homes a year for the homeless with an average of 50 cents a month for less than millionaires. Okay, that's an average. Less than millionaire taxpayers. And an average of $20 a month for the millionaire taxpayers. And then I had my YouTube channel at the time that I was promoting, and I used the Persecuted by Racist one these days more, but it was at the time it was Poison Christ. Okay, and there was other cards, and perhaps I'll post them on the screen in other videos. Okay, so if we had passed this plan in September at the 1/10 plan, this plan here, 200,000 homes a year. So that's so September 2021 to 2022, that's 200,000. 2022 to 23, that's 400,000. Okay. So by September of this year, homelessness would have been solved for more than one reason. One, they would have seen how well the plan is working, and they would have increased the amount of money that was spent on it. So we would have ended it probably within a year and a half or so. Okay, because they would have said, hey, we're actually effectively solving this thing, and it's saving counties and governments, state government, federal government, lots of money. And so they would have finished it themselves and spend the money on shuttles and food programs and mental health services and more law enforcement and security and what have you. Okay, the money that they save. So my plan was better than their plan. The governing class combined and their vision for America, when they put their heads together, was extremely inferior to my plan. And all these groups, these political parties and these action groups, since they played the game, they were ensuring that the homeless people were not going to have actual solutions, because they were playing the game. Instead of saying a plan like this, we must build these tiny homes in rural areas and on government properties in the suburbs where we can get, maybe 10, 15 acres for about $1 million, and build these homes for $20,000 each. 20,000 times 100 of these tiny homes per property is $2 million. Plus $1 million is $3 million. 100 tiny homes at 30,000 each is $3 million. Okay. And so when you do the math the rest of the way, you see the 200,000 a year, you get the idea, and it's really over 200,000 a year, right? It's 200,000 and change, because of the amount of taxpayers and the amount of millionaires and billionaires that we have. So my plan would have ended homelessness. My plan would have delivered people the true gospel. And my other plans, all my plans were sound. All the governing class's plans are eugenic garbage. 9 million people starve to death in the world every year. If the population is really a problem, you can pay people to get their tubes tied. A lot of people have unwanted pregnancies all the time. You gave them tax incentives, you paid them cash to get their tubes tied, they would do that instead. My plans are sound and logical and workable and reasonable. Their plans are insane. So they can't then turn around and tell their subordinates to act like I'm crazy when I'm speaking sanity and truth, and they're talking crazy, and no servant can be greater. So if you work for them instead of rallying to me, then you can't be greater than somebody who's crazy. So what does that make you? It's that simple.